Guru Nation. So I did for my YouTube shorts, I have this every day of the week. I have a theme, and one of them for Wednesdays is Wealth and Wisdom Wednesday. And the other day I was reading from this book, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, and I thought, and I'm probably gonna write an article on this on my LinkedIn, but I thought, well, what a great topic for video. And because it's all about careers and how to conduct yourself in this industry. And right now, the industry's at least threatening to go through a lot of change, whether you're for or against it, does not matter. It's what it is. And it's a lot of epithets for yourself. So upright, modest, straightforward, sane, cooperative, and disinterested. And let me break them down for you as far as how they could pertain to your clinical research career. So this especially is true for anyone struggling right now with employment in the space or career stagnation or difficulty starting up your business or maintaining your business. So the first one, according to Marcus Aurelius, I think it's important is maintaining integrity, right? So we've seen people lying on their resumes to get hired. We've seen sites trying to cut corners in order to squeeze in extra revenue. They usually become topics of Fraud Pod with me and Darshan. Maintain integrity, uphold high standards. We're in a clinical research setting. The public is looking at us, especially sites, to uphold ethics and philosophy and stoicism's a lot of it to do with ethics and how to conduct yourself and things like that. The next epithet is modesty. So embracing humility. And it's not so much being meek, it's staying teachable, being adaptable, especially when job opportunities seem scarce, having the humility to say to yourself, to be introspective, you know what? Things are not going the way I envisioned. By the way, they rarely do, but let me be adaptable. Let me be flexible and figure out what I can do to adjust with the situation. And a lot of people are wondering that right now in clinical research, well, what's going to happen with these type of trials? And uh, we've been doing these type of trials for our entire careers. What's going to happen with this new administration? Well, there's always something else. The life, the economy, nature is about constant change. So it requires a little bit of humility and you embracing humility in order to be adaptable. And so I think when it comes to embracing your humility, it's also being a mentor to others, but also not being afraid to ask for actionable advice from someone you may seek out as a mentor, but always offer it back, either pay it forward or offer it back in return somehow. The next one is straightforwardness, communicating clearly. So emphasizing the value of clarity and honesty, right? Especially during networking in the workplace. Communication is everything. You cannot network without communicating. You cannot, social media these days is all about interacting with people. Like your LinkedIn profile, that's your avatar. That avatar interacts through you, but on behalf of you in a way. And that is your brand, whether you know it or not. You have a brand. So being someone that's known to do what they say and not leave people hanging, not be a flake. You don't want to get the reputation that you don't actually do what you say because then people can't depend on you. And you have to communicate clearly. If you feel like you're about to let someone down, you need to start communicating proactively. Hey, you know what? I apologize. This is what's happening right now. Communication also has a lot to do with your resumes, your branding that I discussed, of course, your interviews. Sanity, being sane and understanding and adapting to reality. So maybe we can define sanity by defining insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If something's not working, it doesn't mean the issue is with everyone else. The issue is probably with you. And this is where humility again comes in, but you need to come back, look in the mirror, and say, you know what? I think I rationally need to adapt. I need to change. I need to improve my skill set. I need to develop a new skill set. I need to develop resilience. I need to figure out how to turn challenges into opportunities. And that's what being sane is because challenges come and go. It's part of human existence to solve problems. Matter of fact, without problems to solve, we see things get clinical, depression, and there's actually a lot of that going on in the world right now, especially in Western culture, because we're looking at challenges, but not in a way of like trying to solve them. We're just looking at challenges and looking at who's to blame, as opposed to looking for the opportunities to solve those challenges, because that's where the value is created. Society needs challenges to be converted into value, into something else, and that's where the opportunities are. So that's part of sanity. The next epithet is cooperativeness, building collaborative relationships. I mean, we're not insular. You can't do anything in this industry, in this world, solo. It's not as fun to do it solo, anyways. No one's perfect. You need to know your strengths and balance your weaknesses with business partners. Save Our Sites was founded by a group of site owners. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and I know everyone who comes to Save Our Sites conference every year are the same. They come from all different walks of life. They're from frontline workers to site owners to people working at CROs to people working at sponsors. And we all find a place and ideals to collaborate on and sharing strategies for how to develop individually as professionals and also how to advance collectively as an industry or as a group of sites or as a group of stakeholders in the space and rising to challenges. All these epithets relate to each other. Finally, being disinterested. What that means is rising above temporary failures. So, disinterest in this context, the way I believe Marcus Aurelius meant it, is detaching from emotional reactions to rejection. So, a lot of people in this space, they can't separate themselves from the results that they're getting. And the reason they don't want to do that, I believe, is they don't want to be adaptable. They're afraid of being adaptable. So instead, they get emotional and get unhealthily attached to their strategy or their ideals of how something should be, as opposed to being sane and being humble enough to realize, hey, I need to be adaptable. And so you need to remove the outcomes from who you are and who you identify yourself as. And so take emotion out of it. I really recommend Stoicism to anyone in this space, especially during tough times, but also during good. Um, and then focus on long-term goals and maintaining a balanced perspective. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all gone. So if you're not thinking long-term goals and just short-term how to get the bag, I mean, I guess that's fine, but that can only take you so far. Long term is where you find meaning, purpose, and you're going to be resilient enough to be able to overcome challenges, sane enough to adapt to reality, cooperative enough to build collaborative relationships with other people, straightforward enough to communicate clearly with other people, modest enough to remain humble, and upright enough to maintain integrity. Hopefully, find something of value here. Let me know if this is helpful. I think this is I'm going to start mixing in some philosophy with some of my videos here and there, especially on Wednesdays. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so, Dan Sphere on YouTube. And check out my shorts every day. Wednesdays are Wealth and Wisdom Wednesdays if you like this kind of video. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Let me know what you think. Bye bye.